Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching today. Today is Friday, February 19th, and today we're going to be talking about how you need to concentrate on how you present yourself in presentations. So as I said in my Facebook post, that every part of your life you're presenting yourself. You're presenting yourself every day to your family, your friends, the people at the store. You're presenting yourself as personally and professionally in business. And I said this yesterday too, is that you're always on duty. You're a salesperson. You're selling something that everybody or almost everybody is going to need someday, or will replace their house. They live in a house now. They'll probably be selling it someday in the future. So you are on duty every day, and presenting yourself is very important. Should be on top of mind all of the time. And some agents hate to hear that because I like to let down. I'm like, yes, you do. That's good to do that. But you always got to remember you're networking. Anybody you talk to, you are there. You are presenting yourself, again, either personally or business or both on that. So think about these things when you're talking to your buyers and sellers, potential buyers and sellers, is how are you presenting yourself? How are you explaining yourself? Even if it's a personal conversation about things. So I'm going to give you I have some notes down from some classes and some coaching that I did myself years ago. And there's some notes I put down of a checklist, so to say. There's seven things that you need to remember and to bring to the table when you're presenting to someone. Listing presentation, a buyer presentation, bringing in a contract, finding a new prospect. When you're doing your prospecting, this is very important. So here are the seven things. If you want to write these down or rewind it or reach out to me, I have these and I could email them to you too, or text them to you. So number one, when you're presenting yourself, the number one thing you got to do is connect with the people and give them a sense of comfort. People only do business with people they're comfortable with, unless there's no other choice. Especially in any type of business or any type of sales or any type of service, if there's lots of options, and you don't build a connection with them, and you don't make them feel comfortable for using you and being part of their service, they won't do business with you. So you got to build that connection there, because in Northeast Ohio, in Ohio in general, there's close to 40,000 realtors. So you have 40,000 competitors that your clients could choose someone else. And of course, in every market, there's a little bit different of how many agents are there. But I guarantee you, they don't want to use you. They could go right online to Zillow and find someone, or their local agent that has a sign on their street, a card punched up at the grocery store. Very easy for people to find. So you have to build either personal connection, business connection of comfort, that it's comforting them, comfortable for them to talk to you and build a relationship with you. Number two, you've got to create value. When you're presenting yourself, you got to show them, your potential clients, your prospects, your current clients, you got to show them the value of using you, the expertise, the communication, the things that you're going to do that makes you valuable above and beyond the competition or anybody else they want to do business with. So number two is create value. Three, separate yourself from the competition. When presenting yourself to a buyer or a listing, you've got to explain to them what makes you different than the competition. Now, in my personal opinion, you never, ever, ever put anybody down, because if there's a real estate agent out there that's in business, they have at least a few sales, or a company out there that has agents, they're not bad. They're just good for those agents and their customers. So there's no bad companies. There's no bad, you can't say 100%, this place, this company or agent, this is a bad agent or company. They're in business. They're doing something right for their clients. I always relate it to restaurants. Like if you go to a restaurant, you go in there once, like that food is horrible. How are they staying in business? But there's always cars in front of there, but those people like it. So separate yourself, by the point I'm getting at, separate yourself from the competition by explaining all the things that make you better, that make you, the things that you have that you know your competition doesn't have. So again, you do not have to put anybody down, but when you explain it, make sure you're highlighting the things that you know the competition doesn't have or doesn't do well, then they remember those. So always repeat, highlight, explain what makes you better than the competition without putting down the competition. Number 4, create safety and security and kind of reduce their risk, reduce their sense of worry. So security, you got to make them secure that you're looking out for their best interests, that you're going to work hard, that you're going to be on their side, you're going to do everything possible they can to make sure that it's an easy and smooth process of buying or selling a house. So you have to have some sense of security and reduction of risk and what you are going to do to make them feel more secure. Number 5, you have to show that you're capable. That you're capable of doing the job. Either could be showing them your past experience, show testimonials, pointing out things that you have accomplished and the successes you've had in the past and helping with clients. So when you're dealing with clients, you can, I use this a lot, and I'm sorry to all of my agents out there that have to listen to me talk longer when they call me for a question. I love to talk. They call me for a question, and next thing you know, I'm telling you stories. I had this experience with an agent here. I did this over here. There's 2 reasons why I do that. So any Century 21 agent watching this, when I give you, when you call me, and if you're probably laughing, some of you go, yes, Tony does that all the time. So when you need some help, I explain to you what you should do, in my opinion, and then I bring up a story of when I dealt with it in the past to explain what happened in the past with a certain situation or a situation that got worse. So this is why we have to help this situation before it gets worse. The reason why I do that too is a little bit of training, so you could, because hopefully you don't come into the same situation multiple times. But as a broker and an owner and selling over 2,000 houses a year, we come across a lot of the same problems in different situations. But I tell you those stories to let you know, make you feel safe and secure that Tony has been through this before. He's been through this scenario before, and gives you that sense of security, that this is good advice. Tony did this before and has done it before, given people this advice and been in that situation, and it worked out better or well, and it was a good option to do. So I do that with you unconsciously. I just like doing it. So you have to do that with your clients. So if you have a buyer or seller, you're in a certain place. Like example, I tell agents almost daily, like your buyers are worried, like, how are we going to win multiple offers? How are we going to win them? How are we going to get these? Like, we keep on losing out on multiple offers. Well, tell them a story. Well, hey, I had this client just last month or the other month before. We did this, we did that, we did this, and we won a multiple offer. And then I had this other client 6 months ago, and wow, it took us a couple times, but finally we got this, that, and we got them. I won the multiple offers. So you got to show them that you're capable of doing the job, and you have the experience, and you've been through this process before. So does that make sense? Or to all of our newer agents, remember I say this to you all the time. Now, if you don't have that personal experience, I do. So you could use that in your presentation. But listen, my broker has been in business almost 30 years, 35,000 sales and over 4 million or 4 trillion in sales volume. Now, just to let you know, you could use that. I've had over 35,000 sales and 4 trillion in volume. There's a lot of experience in there. You use that in your presentations and explain that's my broker that I work with, and he's legally responsible for what I do. He's there for me in my corner and helping you, and you're his client too, and he's happy. He's been through situations like this before. Me and you could always work on some scripts and some dialogue and help make the people feel that you are capable, your company's capable, your broker's capable, and you are capable because you're part of all of that. Number 6, show trust, that you are trustworthy. So again, that's sometimes hard if you don't know them and it's their first conversation, they don't trust you. But again, I think testimonials help out for that. If they're on your website or you're giving them a presentation, a listing presentation, have some testimonials on there. Explain all of the other sales you've had in the area and the clients. And usually sometimes that's why we like agents to build their sphere of influence, because you have instant trust. They have a little extra trust in you when you're referred to by a trusted person of them. So that's why we push you to work your sphere of influence. When your sphere of influence gives you referrals and they recommend you, you already have a step up against your competition of people they don't even know. So that builds trust. That helps you with the trust. And 7, and last to all of this, is and this is very personal on how I'm trying to build this up. It's this very specific. This is very personal to you, and how you have to practice this. You have to do a lot of role playing with this until you've built this up. Until you've mastered this on your personal thing. And what it is, the last thing, number 7, is the close. The closing. Once you've done all this, if it's a listing presentation, if it's a buyer presentation, whatever it is, you have to close it. You have to make them want to do business with you. What do you do to wrap it all up? What do you say to the clients? What do you say to the potential clients, the buyers and sellers? What do you do to wrap it all up and get that signature on that listing agreement and have them pick you and stop searching for someone else? So that's something personal to you, of how you want to say it, because it can't be a script. You can't just read, well, now do you want to sign on the bottom line and you want to hire me? It can't be. It's got to be part of your presentation and making it feel smooth. Like an example, I said this, we had a video, I think last week or the week before, about how to use the word no to help you. So go back and watch that video if you see it, how to use the word no, because everybody likes the word no. So that was always part of my closing, give you a little tip, was Mr. or Miss Seller, is there anything else that I didn't explain to you that you want to know about me or my marketing or my company? No. Is there anything you think that you don't think that I am the person that's most capable for your job? No. And then, well, is there anything stopping you right now from, let's get this going and let's do our jobs and start this relationship and get your house on the market today and find the best buyer and get you the highest price possible? No. And then you just said. So that's part, again, I just whipped that out, but I always, even selling thousands and thousands of homes, and when I was selling personally, going out and listing appointments, I always practice that. What am I going to say to these people? What's my close? It's you're on stage. You're not you're acting in a way. You have to present well, and you got to know what you're saying. So some agents, by going out there and doing this all the time, are great with it. It just falls off their tongue. They know what to say. They're comfortable in doing it. But the newer agents out there, take some practice, and it takes some time before you get out there and feel that. And please, I've coached a lot of agents that sometimes they kind of feel like a sleazy salesperson when they're practicing closing. No, it's not. You're practicing making people feel comfortable so you don't feel uncomfortable and mess up what you're saying and make them feel uncomfortable that you're not capable and you're not a good communicator. So you've got to practice these things. So again, that last thing is the close. What are you going to say and how are you going to say it at the end of your presentation to get them to hire you and to work with you before they start searching around for even more agents out there. So that's it for today. Some ideas on how to presenting, how important it is, and how you got to be on all of the time when you're in public and when you're around people because you're selling yourself. You're always on duty with that. So remember, use me as a resource. Feel free to call me, text me, email me if you want to go over this one-on-one. I'm happy to do that with you. Anybody out there, not just Century 21 HomeStar agents. I'll make the time if you want to make the time. So that's it. Have a great Friday, a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at noon. Bye-bye.